Hello there, you're now with me, Handy Gui, and welcome to your 5 p.m. English news on TVS. Let's dive into the headlines for today. Malaysia hopes that consensus can be reached with Brunei and Indonesia on the standard operating procedures of border crossing into Sarawak via land. Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Amar Douglas Ugah Umbas said the measure is important to curb the spread of COVID-19 and at the same time to enable economic activity to resume.
We are in the midst of discussion of the agreed SOP for the post 1st April punya policy. So pending that decision, the SOP yang kita guna pakai sekarang diteruskan. Tapi kita berharap bahawa kedua-dua negara itu dapat membuat keputusan cepat. Kerana matlamatnya adalah dengan pembukaan sempadan kita ini, kita berharap bahawa kegiatan-kegiatan ekonomi pun slowly coming back.
Ugah, who is also the Sarawak Disaster Management Committee Chairman, said additional SOPs for Sarawakian entering the state from Singapore, Kuala Lumpur and other states are not necessary. On the other hand, for international passengers entering Sarawak, apart from registering with MYSEJAHTERA, they are required to do a pre-departure test 2 days before the date of travelling, and upon arrival, they are not required to perform an arrival test. Now, commuters in Miri can finally bid farewell to traffic congestion by the end of this month, as Transport Minister Dr. Sri Lee Kim Shin yesterday announced that the PERMYJAYA flyover and the dual carriageway will be open to the public by March 31st. After conducting a visit to the project site, Lee assured that with the opening of the 4-lane flyover, traffic flow for the affected areas, especially during peak hours, will be eased. However, it is noted that all temporary access to Vista Perdana will be closed. Lee disclosed that the installation of traffic lights for vehicles going into the residential area has been approved, and construction work may take 2 months to complete, with the construction scheduled to start sometime in April. Thus, residents residing in the area are required to make a U-turn at the present traffic lights to enter the housing area. Apart from that, Lee urged the contractors involved to carry out a final audit on the safety compliance and to ensure that all necessary measures are in place before the flyover is fully open to the public on March 31st. The physical work on the Pujut Interchange Pan-Borneo project started in 2017, and it encountered several delays in the process, partly due to a change of government in 2018. Various efforts have been implemented by the state government in the effort to ensure sufficient and clean water supply for its citizens. According to Batu Kitang Assemblyman Low Kerchang, Sarawak is rich in water sources and experiences a high amount of rain throughout the year.
Dalam lembagaan Sungai Sarawak, bermulai dari hulu di mana kawasan Abun saya, Batu Kitang, menuruni Sungai Sarawak sehingga bertempang di kawasan Abun di Badan Premier Dato' Sri Dr. Silkui Hit. Batu Kawah ini terdapat pelbagai usaha kerajaan telah dilaksanakan untuk memastikan sumber air mencukupi dan selamat untuk diminum, di samping memastikan bekalan air diterima oleh pelbagai sektor pengguna, yaitu domestik, industri, pertanian, peternakan dan perikanan.
Law said this in his speech at the opening ceremony of the Sarawak State Level World Water Day in Kampong Sinar Budi Lama, Batu Kawah, Kuching on Saturday. As a symbolic gesture, a total of 10,000 Javanese carp fishes were released into the river. Adding to that, Law said The Department of Irrigation and Drainage DID Sarawak possesses technical expertise in large volume of water resource management.
Kepakaran DID Sarawak berkembang merangkumi aspek-aspek pengurusan akisan pantai, penilaian sumber air dan tempatan banjir. Selari dari perkembangan ini, pelanggan DID juga berkembang daripada kumpulan petani nelayan kepada penduduk bandar.
World Water Day is celebrated on March 22nd every year, and it is an annual event organized by the United Nations since 1993. The theme for this year's celebration is Groundwater, Making the Invisible Visible, Preserving Water Resources. Now, following the agreement with Pay and Go Sdn Bhd to install the contactless smart car park system, a parking ticket in Viva City Mega Mall will be a thing of the past starting May 1st. To provide seamless entry and exit from the mall, a sensor camera will be installed to read visitors' car plate numbers. In addition, payment of the parking fees can be done through the Pay and Go app, which can be downloaded through Apple App Store or Android Play Store. Thank you for staying with me. Now, as of Friday, March 25th, over 1 million children aged 5 to 11 in Malaysia have received the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine under the National COVID-19 Immunization Program for Children, or PICKIDS. Based on the COVID Now's website, the data covers 36.4% of the child population in Malaysia. Meanwhile, for teenagers aged 12 to 17 years old, only a remainder of 8.5% from the age group have not completed their two-dose vaccination, bringing a total of 91.5% or over 2.8 million inoculated teenagers. The statistics for teenagers who have received their first dose is slightly higher, with a total of 2.9 million or 94.6%. At the same time, over 15 million or 66.3% of the adult population have completed their COVID-19 booster dose, while 97.5% have been fully vaccinated. On March 25th, a total of 33,034 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine were dispensed. 12,567 were of the first dose, 1,297 were second dose, and 19,170 were booster doses, bringing the cumulative number of vaccine doses administered under the National COVID-19 Immunization Program PICK close to 70 million. Meanwhile, according to the Health Ministry's GitHub portal, 52 deaths due to COVID-19 were recorded yesterday, with Selangor recording the highest number of deaths with 11 cases, followed by Johor and Kedah with 8 cases each, and Pahang and Perak with 6 cases each. Penang recorded 4 cases, Kelantan and Sabah 2 cases each, and 1 case each in Melaka, Negeri Sembilan, Perlis, Sarawak, and Terengganu. In the effort to aid in the recovery of the country's aviation industry following the reopening of the country's border come April 1st, Transport Minister Dato Sri Dr. Wee Ka Siong, during his courtesy visit to Uruguay's Transport and Works Minister Jose Luis Falero, has proposed the signing of a new air services agreement between the two countries. We raised this matter on the final day of the Latin American Civil Aviation Commission, or LACAC, 24th Assembly. As such, Falero, in a post on his Facebook page, has agreed that the Civil Aviation Authority of Malaysia, CAAM, to immediately hold talks with his counterpart in Uruguay. Furthermore, he added that Uruguay has also agreed to hold further discussions with Malaysia on cooperation in the use of palm oil as a sustainable aviation fuel (SAF) under the Carbon Offsetting and Reduction Scheme for International Aviation. This matter is set to benefit all parties in the effort to create a green and sustainable aviation industry. Meanwhile, following the success of Port Klang and Port of Tanjung Pelepas in emerging as the 12th and 15th busiest container ports in the world, Uruguay has also expressed its desire to learn more about Malaysia's efficient and effective development and management of ports. We said that Malaysia and Uruguay have plenty of potential for cooperation under capable leaderships. Now wrapping up the 5 p.m. news, in a bid to help Malaysia lead in the area of digital economy, the Ministry of Finances, or MOF's Esports Carnival 2022 will be the first esports competition in the country to use 5G technology. The Carnival will serve as one of the ways for the MOF to support the use of 5G and is expected to attract close to 300 contestants. Finance Minister Tengku Dato Sri Zafrul Abdul Aziz in a statement said, at present, the 5G network is available in a few areas in Putrajaya, Cyberjaya and Kuala Lumpur, with the penetration rate of 5G in the country expected to breach 80% of the populated areas by 2024. Adding further, he said the competition aimed to identify esports talent from the Finance Ministry and expose them to a higher level of competition. Meanwhile, the games being contested are PlayerUnknown Battleground Mobile or PUBG-M, Mobile Legend or ML, and FIFA 22. The Carnival is part of a strategic collaboration between MOF and a few agencies of government-linked companies, as well as from the private sector, and will run for 2 days, today and tomorrow. And that concludes the 5 p.m. English news on TVS. With that, I'm Handy Gui. Stay safe and have a pleasant day.